Okay, let's talk about this 12-year-old kid named Dusty Langby who's about to walk 500 kilometers across Australia to meet the Prime Minister. At first glance, you might think, cute story, kid doing something nice. But wait, stop. Step back. This isn't just a feel-good charity walk. This is a 12-year-old basically calling out the entire healthcare system in rural Australia by saying, "I'll drag myself across the country if I have to, just to get you to listen." That's the subtext here. And honestly, that's what makes this story absolutely fascinating to me. Let's unpack this. Dusty's goal is to raise $1 million for Little Wings, a charity that flies doctors to rural towns. He's already raised $100,000, which funds 5 communities for a year. But here's the thing, Dusty isn't just fundraising. He's demanding the Prime Minister match his total when he arrives in Canberra. That's not a request, it's a challenge. A 12-year-old is forcing a politician into a corner by using sheer determination as leverage. How often does that happen? And what does it say about how seriously politicians take rural healthcare if a kid has to walk halfway across the country to get their attention? Now, let's get personal for a second. Dusty's brother and he both used Little Wings to get specialist care. So this isn't abstract for him. He's lived the problem. But here's what I find even more striking. His solution isn't just let's donate more. He's turning his body into a metaphor. Every blister, every aching muscle, every pair of shoes he ruins, it's all proof that access to healthcare shouldn't be a privilege based on your zip code. And honestly, isn't that the deeper issue here? The fact that a charity has to fill gaps that the government should have fixed decades ago? I mean, think about the logistics. 14 days of walking. For pairs of shoes already burned through in training. His mom says he's funding 400 kids access to care. But what's the unspoken layer? This kid is basically schoolyard activism incarnate. He's not running a GoFundMe from his bedroom, he's weaponizing his own physical endurance to create a spectacle. And in 2023, spectacle is the currency of attention. If he just asked for donations online, would anyone care? Probably not. But walking 500 kilometers? That's a headline. That's a viral moment. That's how you force systemic players to the table. And then there's the Prime Minister. Dusty wants a meeting. The charity admits they've never secured one before. So this walk isn't just about money, it's about access. About power. About who gets heard in politics. If Albanese ignores him, he looks callous. If he meets him, he risks setting a precedent that every neglected policy issue now requires a citizen to stage a literal pilgrimage. Either way, Dusty wins the narrative. That's tactical genius for a 7th grader. But here's my bigger question. Why does this have to be a kid's burden to carry? Dusty's story is inspiring, sure, but shouldn't we be angry too? That rural families have to rely on a child's charity stunt to get basic health care? That Little Wings has a waiting list of 12 towns because systemic underfunding is the norm? Dusty's walk is a band-aid on a bullet wound. And yet, we celebrate the band-aid because the alternative is admitting how broken things really are. So when he starts walking on August 30th, I'll be watching. Not just to see if he finishes, but to see if anyone in power actually cares enough to meet him halfway. Because here's the truth, Dusty's legs won't get tired. The system's indifference might.